What up guys, welcome back to 88-Bit Tech. I'm AJ and today I've got an upgrade for you for my main PC. I purchased a mining GPU off of AliExpress. This is the RX 5700 from a well-known brand called Milze. So this one here, so MLLSE. This brand has been tested by other tech tubers and it's come back as a pretty reliable brand. And I know there's some controversy when purchasing mining GPUs, but it's kind of a best kept secret that mining GPUs are actually a better buy off the used market than secondhand gaming GPUs. Usually because of the fact that mining GPUs are undervolted and run at a more stable frequencies across the board to increase efficiency and reduce cost for the mining rigs. But anyway, I have had this card installed on my computer for quite some time. So I've had time to play around with it. And I really love the card, but I definitely have some critiques on it. But let's just get into the benchmarks and we'll talk about it.
So we're testing the RX 5700 non-XT that I got for $140 US a couple months ago with the Ryzen 5 5600, 32 gigabytes of RAM, CL16 at 3200 megatransfers, and a Samsung 980 Pro Gen 4x4. I'm running these tests with no FSR enabled or no other upscaling technologies enabled. And for this Armored Core 6 at 1080p max settings, we got an average of 104 FPS, 1% 88 and a 0.1% of 54. At 1440p max settings, we got 77 average, 66 1% and a 0.1% low of 53. Moving on to Counter-Strike 2, at 1080p max settings we got an average FPS of 161, a 1% of 111, and a 1% low or 0.1% low of 90. Moving on to Cyberpunk 2077, 1080p high settings, we got 72 average, 49 1%, and a 45.1% low. Alright guys, we've got a new title off of Steam called Farlight 84. This is an esports-like title that's been garnering a lot of popularity recently, mainly because of how easy it is just to pick up and play. We've got the settings for this game at 1080p Extreme, and we averaged 235 FPS with a 1% low of 153 and a 0.1% low of 99.
Arrived.
Can't be a good
Mega kill. Supply ship en route.
restoring shield.
Help me out. Gotta keep going.
For Forza Horizon 4 at Ultra 1080p settings, we averaged 130 FPS with a 1% low of 108 and a 0.1% low of 104. Hogwarts Legacy is a bit of a difficult game to benchmark just because depending on where you're at, you're going to get drastically different frames per second. Like in Hogwarts Castle, Hogsmeade Village, as well as just out and about in the world, the FPS will vary quite a bit. In Hogwarts Castle, and you're looking at like 80 FPS, like versus out and about in the world, you're just under 60. Like Hogsmeade, you're looking at like 60 to 70 as well, so it's a bit all over the place. But for this stint of gameplay, I did get an average FPS of 62 frames per second. So this is at, by the way, this is at 1080p high settings. I got 62 frames per second on average with a 1% low of 43 and a 0.1% low of 30.
Levioso! Defendo!
For Warzone at 1080p high settings, we average 72 FPS, 1% of 48, and a 0.1% low of 15.
Marking the rest of them. Enemy dropping into the AO.
Took a round!
We've
We'll do
located
that
the rest
again.
of them.
Come on.
And last game of this benchmark test is Witcher 3, Next Gen, Wild Hunt. We have this set at 1080p high settings. We average 64 FPS with a 1% low of 53 and a 0.1% low of 49.
Unorthodox books. Grimoires and tracts blaspheming the sacred flame especially.
Moving on to the productivity test, we got a score of 3467 with the AMD Radeon RX 5700, which is a decent score. Or like I said earlier, it's just paired with my AMD Ryzen 5 5600, 6-core 12 thread. It's okay score. It's decent enough for 1080p video editing and rendering, but 4K video editing definitely struggles. We have the Heaven benchmark set to max settings, and we got a score of 2412 with an average FPS of 96, a 1% low of 64, and a 0.1% low of 36. For the last test, I ran PC Mark 10 to see what kind of score I could get with this combination, and I ended up getting a 7,236 score, which is actually pretty good. It's right in the range of where an RX 5700 should be. You can see the PC Mark 10 score does a lot of different tasks on here just to see what kind of score the overall system will get. But yeah, not bad at all, guys.
So there you have it, guys. This is honestly, for its price, it's one of the best value graphics cards that you can get for 1080p, like high 1080p, even 1440p gaming. I don't have Starfield to test it, but this card can play Starfield at decently good frame rates. Definitely, you'd hit 30 using FSR. You're gonna get to the 40s and 50s. I'll link some videos to some other benchmark channels that have tested Starfield with this card. But yeah, I think if you're looking for a like on the lower end of mid-range budget GPUs, this is an excellent buy if you're only using it for gaming. For productivity works, unfortunately AMD has a lot of work to do on that side of the house. The RX 5700 is terrible when it comes to editing videos, especially in 4K. I'm already planning on upgrading this GPU to 3060 Ti, just because when it comes to workflow and editing like videos, especially in DaVinci Resolve, NVIDIA is still the better buy in that sense. If you guys do have any questions on this card, please leave a comment in the video below and I'll get back to you. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like the video, as it really does help the channel out. And if you want to subscribe to see what else I have coming out, you can click on my face over here. If you want to see other videos I put out, I've got 2 linked here for you to check out. Well, that's it. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.